Hey guys, welcome back to the Walking with Jesus Daily series. We are in day 31, day 17, I believe, of chronological order. At some point I will forget that, but here we are now. As you well know, I do not prepare or study for any of these things, and the way that I prepare for anything in life is through prayer. I love being led completely by God, however He chooses to lead me, even if He allows me to fail. Even if He humbles me, if I get proud. These are all things that I need, and I thank Him for that, and I praise Him for that. But I will not flood these messages with my own thoughts. They'll either be His, or I'll just delete the recording. I've deleted a lot of recordings because I could feel myself creep in there. You guys are not here to listen to me. You want to know the truth. There's plenty of people out there talking. My job is not to tell you how to become a Dan disciple. My job is to teach you how to be a disciple of Jesus. How to get to a point where you're willing, when Jesus says, deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me, that not only are you willing, but you're excited about it. Like you can't wait to do it. That's what's going to be on the other side of the 40 days. And we're going to talk about that soon. I'll actually do a separate recording for that specifically, because that's coming up. But in the meantime, let's get into what we're going to talk about. It's something we've already talked about a little bit early on, maybe day 3 or day 2, something like that. Maybe day 2. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it now. Okay, we're going to be in Luke chapter 2, verse 41 to the end of the chapter. All right? Let's dig into the milk. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. Okay, this is what they did, as they were commanded to do. And it says, and when he was 12 years old, they went up according to custom. Jesus went with them, 12 years old. This is the time event. Luke is very good at this. And when the feast was ended, as they were returning, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. It's interesting, the wording there, stayed behind. His parents did not know it, but supposing him to be in the group, they went a day's journey. But then they began to search for him among their relatives and acquaintances. And when they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem searching for him. So they go to Jerusalem for the Feast of the Passover, which is a big deal because, well, you're gonna find out. But the Feast of the Passover, and it says Jesus stays behind, his whole family leaves. Where are they heading back to? Nazareth. Of course, it's where they live. They have a 70-mile journey, give or take. Okay? So, they just assume his parents, supposing him to be, and as a parent, you know good and well that most of the time when we suppose about our children, they are where we expect them to be. But there is that time or two where they get caught up in something and they're not where they're supposed to be, or not where we expected them to be. So, he's not there. They can't find him. And when they didn't find him, they returned to Jerusalem. That's where they were, searching for him. It says, after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed. So they find Jesus. He's at the temple, sitting with teachers. He's listening to their teachings, and he's asking them questions. It says, all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. We're talking about Jesus here. And when his parents saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, son, why have you treated us like this? Why have you treated us so? Behold, your father and I have been searching for you in great distress. And he said to them, why were you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house? And they did not understand the saying that he spoke to them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was was submissive to them. And his mother treasured up all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. So we have a lot here in this story. And as I said, we've covered this story before, but just to break it down into the simple sections of what's happening, they go to Passover. Jesus is 12. He's going to participate in Passover. This was technically the age of accountability in this culture, in the Jewish culture at this time. And because of that, he was going on. This is probably a trip that he looked forward to making his entire life. As soon as he knew about it. And come and find out, they do the Feast of the Passover, and it's time to head back home. Life continues. So he is, his parents suppose him to be with relatives, and he's on his way home, but he is not. He stays behind. And after a day, they realize that he's not there. So they begin to worry. They worry because he's their son. They worry because he's the Son of God. They worry for a lot of reasons, because they love him. And they go back to Jerusalem. And they go back, right? That's what we do. We lose something. So we go back to where we remember seeing it last, or remember it being last, or remember the last time we saw that item or that person. We go look for them. And then we hope to find them. And we typically, as we should spend time in prayer, we don't always, before and after. But none of those things are kind of mentioned here. It's more of panic and freaking out. According to Mary, they've been searching for you in great distress. Why have you done this to us? Why have you treated us like this? So, with that being said, Jesus' answer is relatively simple, right? He just says, why were you looking for me? I wonder how he actually said it. Was it like, soft and gentle? Why were you looking for me? Or was it, I don't want to say sarcastic. I don't believe he was sarcastic. But kind of like, why were you looking for me? Like, didn't you know this is where I would be? Like, actually confused by it? I don't know. But I know that it was genuine. I know that it was loving when he said it. And it was from the mouth of Jesus. So I know that it's true in his heart what he said. He was listening and asking questions to the teachers, and apparently he was answering their questions as well, with everyone being astonished. They were astonished at the way that he answered questions. Well, this says amazed. His parents were astonished, but they were amazed at his understanding and his answers. So I'm assuming he was being quizzed as well by these teachers to understand things that were very difficult to understand. So if we just think about it, for what is actually taking place here, it is a trip to Jerusalem and Jesus staying behind, and parents being parents, Jesus being Jesus, and in the end, it says, and he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was submissive to them. Jesus was submissive to his parents, and his mother treasured up all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and with man. All right, guys, I'll see you in the meat.